First in high definition from the station on your side, this is WAVY News 10.
Breaking news out of Chesapeake. Firefighters are on the scene of a house fire in the Shadow Brook Drive in Greenbrier. That's in the Oak Brook Meadows neighborhood near Greenbrier Christian Academy off of Kempsville Road.
10 on your side viewers sent this picture from the scene to report it at WAVY.com. When firefighters arrived, smoke and flames were coming from the garage of that home. We're told that one resident is being treated on the scene right now, but we do not know the extent of the injuries.
We will continue to follow developments on this house fire in Chesapeake right here on the air and on WAVY.com. Virginia Beach police want to know what happened before they found a man dead inside a business.
It happened around 11 last night after officers responded to a call about gunshots in the area. The deadly shooting investigation centers around the 4600 block of Pembroke Lake Circle. That's off Independence Boulevard. 10 on your side's Ava Hurdle spoke with neighbors there. Ava.
Javier and Nicole, neighbors say this is normally a peaceful area, but before this deadly shooting, police had been called several times to this address. Outside, there's a sign for a church downstairs, but indications are the gun violence that led to the deadly shooting of 43-year-old Jackie DeLeese had nothing to do with this church and happened in a second-floor office.
I heard it was a recording studio.
Michelle, who lives in a nearby apartment complex, has reported trouble in this building to police before.
I don't like it, but I knew something was going to eventually happen because I've called the cops on that building a few times. There's people that come in and out like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, mostly on like Sundays, just pounding on the door.
Police responded to a shots fired call late Sunday night and found DeLeese dead. He was taken to the medical examiner's office for an autopsy to determine just how he died. Another neighbor, April, says this is normally a quiet area.
Well, we woke up this morning to get my daughter off to the bus, and sure enough, there was 3 or 4 officers out there. Looked like they were looking for something in the grass behind the AC units behind that building. Police line tape everywhere. We're like, couldn't imagine what had happened.
Not until, she says, she saw the news. Now, Beach police continue to look for both a motive and a suspect in this case. If you can help them, call the crime line number. We're live in Virginia Beach. Ava Hurdle, 10 on your side.
2 men shot to death in a violent hostage situation early Sunday morning in Chesapeake. It happened on Canal Drive. Police say 44-year-old Charles Collins broke into the Watts family's home and held them at gunpoint. Tanisha Watts says Collins was jealous of her new relationship with Michael Temple. She says Collins shot and killed Temple. Then, shortly after, he shot her son, DJ. Watts says DJ was just trying to protect her.
He just kept saying, Charles, man, you don't want to do this, man. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this, man. You need to get some help. Don't let this man die in my mama's room. Don't let this man die.
Police eventually got into the apartment and shot Collins, who's in the hospital in critical condition. 10 on your side dug into Charles Collins' criminal background, and wait till you hear what we found. We'll have those details new at 5:30. Police say someone killed a Hampton man when he fought with 2 suspects in a stolen car. Detectives say someone shot 30-year-old Aaron Archer last night on Shelton Road. He died at the hospital. Police say it happened after Archer and a friend spotted his friend's stolen car and approached the vehicle. Investigators say after the shooting, the suspects ran. This is surveillance picture of one of the suspects from a nearby convenience store. Police do not have information about the second suspect. If you can help out, call the crime line.
A Suffolk teen is accused of bringing a knife to his middle school. Police say the 14-year-old boy brought the knife to Kings Fork Middle School on Friday. No threats were made. The teen is charged with possession of a weapon on school property. Suffolk police are looking for the suspect. They say that vandalized a school bus. Happened sometime this weekend at John Yates Middle School on Bennett's Pasture Road. The driver discovered the damage yet on Saturday. We're told that someone spray painted the bus and broke a window.
The USS Cole left Naval Station Norfolk this morning for deployment, expected to last at least 9 months. Less than a year before the September 11th attacks, terrorists sent by Osama bin Laden attacked the Cole. 10 on your side military reporter Art Kahn was pierside when the ship got underway this morning. Art, it's been almost 12 years since the deadly Cole attack.
Yeah, that's right, Nicole. Almost 40 sailors injured in addition to the 17 that were killed that day. But thanks to the actions of the captain and crew, the terrorists did not achieve their ultimate objective. They did not sink the ship. Not only is the Cole serving the nation still, she represents an even bigger threat today to those that would do us harm than she did more than a decade ago. Most of the young sailors deploying aboard the USS Cole were still in grade school when the ship was attacked in the Yemeni port of Aden in October of 2000. Like most Americans, however, they are very familiar with the story of their ship.
They know that we're part of something very special here, and although it's it's an unfortunate thing that's happened, this is not a museum, it is a fighting warship.
The Cole is very much in the fight. Recently outfitted with a state-of-the-art BMD weapon system, the ship will play an integral role in the NATO alliance's missile defense initiative, the reason for this deployment.
And going back into harm's way, and now we're more capable than ever with the new ballistic missile defense capabilities we have on board.
Yeah, go ahead. Also on board are fathers, mothers, sons, and daughters. Some, like Melissa Lamb's stepdaughter, are making their first deployment.
I was a little emotional when she got on. We had a son that just left for the military a month ago, so 2 in a month is very, very hard.
For this mother, watching the ship leave was difficult, but it was even worse when she first learned that her daughter was aboard the legendary Cole.
My heart dropped in my stomach.
But this father isn't worried about the Navy letting the Cole get hit again.
They don't want the same ship in the paper twice.
But the Cole story is once again in print. The ship's former skipper, Commander Kirk Lippold, just released his book titled Front Burner, Al-Qaeda's Attack on the USS Cole. In his book, Commander Lippold says the Navy was content to allow the story of the Cole to, quote, drift into obscurity. Yeah, and Commander Lippold was cleared of any wrongdoing in the attack on his ship, even decorated for his efforts to help the crew save the Cole and their wounded shipmates. Lippold retired from the Navy after being passed over for promotion to captain. Incidentally, the 9/11 Commission later concluded that bin Laden was emboldened by the United States' limited response to the attack on the Cole. Art Khan, 10 on your side.
The police chief, criticized for his handling of the Trayvon Martin case, announced his permanent resignation today. Sanford Police Chief Bill Lee had temporarily stepped away from his job. The neighborhood watch volunteer charged with shooting unarmed teenager Trayvon Martin is out of jail tonight. George Zimmerman was released from a Florida jail around midnight on a $150,000 bond. Zimmerman ignored photographers, stepped into a waiting SUV, and drove away. He's wearing a GPS monitoring bracelet that provides immediate real-time information on where he is staying. Where he is now is a secret for Zimmerman's safety.
We're trying to keep him secure. There's several locations that we can sort of have him in, and we're just going to react to what happens.
The family is emotional. It's one of the things that they would rather the killer of their child still be in jail, but they accept the rule of law.
Zimmerman does have a curfew, and he's required to talk with a probation officer every 3 days. Stepping up the search tonight at 5:30, what police, friends, and family are doing to find information about what happened to a Fort Bragg soldier last seen more than a week ago.
And it happened right before Christmas. Police say a Suffolk woman's husband stabbed and killed her, then killed himself. Why the victim's friends don't want you to remember how she died.
And a look at the bigger picture. Again, our storm that we had, of course, of yesterday, way on up into Canada, producing some snow gear. Few stray showers still remaining out of this big storm. But again, the big stuff is gone. We are going to see these showers move on off, though. We'll tell you about it in a few minutes.
And the sound of victory. Students from a local high school is celebrating a special honor. You're about to hear all about it.
You're watching WAVY News 10 at 5 with Tom Shad, Nicole Ribas, and Super Doppler 10 Chief Meteorologist Don Slater.
The Summer Olympic Games are 95 days away, but some local students are back from a big competition, and they brought home the gold.
Well, Hickory High School's Winter Percussion Ensemble just returned from Ohio with the title of World Champions. 10 News Side's Aaron Kurtz talked with the band director.
94.5 Hickory High School. Students from Chesapeake Hickory High School Winter Percussion Ensemble line up to receive the gold medal for their performance in the Winter Guard International this past weekend in Dayton, Ohio. It's an accomplishment 6 years in the making.
Starting them here when they're 11 years old and growing with them all the way till some of them are now 17 and 18, and we can accomplish this kind of thing. It was a very proud moment.
The group competed against others from around the country, including Hawaii, Michigan, Colorado, and Massachusetts. This was their first big win. Band director KJ Stafford.
And it didn't really hit me until Saturday when I dropped the kids off at the school and I was just driving home, and it was kind of my first moment by myself since the weekend, and it's really hit me, like, how big of a deal it was. And
the group is an offshoot of the school's marching band. Stafford says they rehearse 2 to 4 times a week during the season.
It's quite a bit of effort and lots of years of these kids being really just kind of devoted to it.
And devoted they are. The band is self-funded, meaning the group has to raise its money the old-fashioned way. They go out and earn it.
Yeah, we did car washes and donut sales and spirit nights, you know, at restaurants and things like that, and came up with our budget.
It's not cheap to do, the travel, the aging instruments, but Stafford says it's worth every penny. While some will stay on and study music, most will not. It's the lessons learned here that Stafford says will carry for a lifetime.
It's maturity and discipline, and then they have the sense of pride in that, and so they learn now what the sense of achievement and pride can be like when they put their nose to the grindstone and really just do it.
In Chesapeake, Aaron Kurtz, 10 on your side.
Good for them, learning how to raise some money at the same time, right?
Great honor, too. Congratulations, guys.
Yes.
That's great.
Brain freeze. You know what happens when you drink or eat something cold, but why? We'll tell you what Harvard doctors found.
A life-saving mission in honor of a local murder-suicide victim.
Did we do enough?
How a Suffolk woman's friends are working to stop the violence.
We want to go back to that breaking news we told you about at the top of the newscast. Firefighters say they have the house fire on Shadowbrook Drive in the Greenbrier section under control now.
10 on your side viewer sent us this picture from the scene to report it at WAVY.com. When firefighters arrived, smoke and flames were coming from that garage.
3 people lived in that home, and they were home when the fire started. We're told one woman is being treated at the scene, but we don't know the extent of her injuries. As deaths from domestic violence grip the headlines in Hampton Roads this month, a group in Chesapeake is working to help save lives in the future. This morning, Chesapeake Regional Medical Center honored a friend and co-worker killed by her husband. 10 on your side, Stephanie Harris has more on their message and mission.
Nicole, you may remember this is Kathy Lane. She was murdered 2 weeks before Christmas. Her teenage son found her stabbed to death in their Suffolk home. Police found her husband dead in a closed garage with the car running. Now her friends ask you to forget how she died and listen to how she lived.
Kathy Lane wore a bright smile, so friends never realized how much pain she was in.
It's okay. That's I'm okay. That's exactly how she do. I always remember that hand. It's okay. And still smiling.
They'll never forget this night, the night they learned she would never be okay again, the night they began to question themselves.
Did we do enough?
This is how they're dealing with the guilt, the loss, and their love for Kathy.
A visual memorial set up to raise awareness of domestic violence issues.
They brought the project to Chesapeake Regional Medical Center, where Kathy worked as a baby nurse, and unveiled a new silhouette with her testimony. It tells of a husband who changed gradually over 21 years, becoming controlling and verbally abusive. He wouldn't let her leave.
Yeah, we were honest and said to her, that's not healthy.
At the time, they didn't know what else to do.
I didn't realize the resources that were out there.
Now, through organizations like Samaritan House, they've learned to offer help like this.
What can I do? Do you need someone to watch your pets for you? Do you need someone to take your children for a while? Can I put together a bag for you and keep it at my house in case you're ready to go?
Experts say do not judge or try to force a friend to get help. Just continue to ask,
what can I do to help you?
Kathy's friends hope another successful mom sees herself in this silhouette and gets help before it's too late. They won't see it, but they're sure Kathy will be smiling.
And Kathy's co-workers want to get the message out to everyone. So this Thursday, they're hosting an event called Unhealthy Love. It's free and open to everyone. You can read the silent witness silhouettes and hear from local domestic violence experts about how to help yourself and others. It starts at 6:30 p.m. in the Lifestyle Center on Battlefield Boulevard in Chesapeake. Stephanie Harris, 10 on your side.
The goal is to get help for victims before physical violence starts. Experts say if you always feel you're walking on eggshells, that's a sign you're in an unhealthy relationship. There are many other risk factors, and we put a link to the list on WAVY.com.
You've heard April showers bring May flowers. Well, it usually means rain, but take a look at Colden, New York, near Buffalo. It's one of several areas of the Northeast getting a late taste of winter. and some areas could also get up to a foot of snow or more. This is Du Bois, Pennsylvania. It's in the western part of the state. Other areas could get a good soaking of rain. The spring nor'easter storm is also stirring up strong winds. Power is out and schools are closed across Pennsylvania right now. That is just absolutely amazing how snow in the middle of April.
Yeah, but Prince has a song, Sometimes It Snows in April.
Well, it worked this time for Prince and for us.
And by the way, that's pronounced Dubois, Pennsylvania.
Is it?
No. Right before we went on the air, Elvina said, look up for how's this pronounced?
Wow.
And I told her Du Bois, and I was just giving her a hard time saying it was Dubois. Yeah, Prince was from Minneapolis, though, and it does snow in Minneapolis at that time of year, but in western Pennsylvania, not real usual. And obviously, we've had quite a weekend out of that same storm. It wasn't, thankfully, nor'easter with big tides or anything else going on for us, but obviously, huge amounts of rainfall and a hugely rainy day yesterday. We had anywhere between an inch all the way on up to 2.5 inches of rain, and now this is just really kind of chicken feed as far as rain. Just kind of some leftovers moving on through. Sprints or two of rain, not much more than around perhaps 1/10 of an inch at most, and it moves through very rapidly. We've seen the sun peek through every now and then, but there is a little bit more lining on up to the west of I-95 that has yet to move on through, and that will likely move on through a little bit later on this evening with some scattered showers, and then I think we'll start to clear on off just a bit. Again, here's a live view of things. You can see a little bit of rain toward Ahoskie, a little bit of rain southeast of Elizabeth City, and then there's a lot more right on out into here. This band has yet to slide eastward through the region, and indeed it could do so within about the next 3-4 hours, but again, it's not going to be anything real big as far as rainfall. Now, on to the bigger picture. Evening showers, then we're done with this whole situation, and again, these are kind of the leftovers of the big storm that moved on through us yesterday, which is way up into Canada now. Even at 9 o'clock, Future Track is showing that rainfall is done. We could still see a stray shower at 9 o'clock, but still cloud cover certainly at 9 o'clock. But then around 2 o'clock in the morning, we'll start to see our skies clear off. And for most of the day tomorrow, skies should remain mostly clear. At the very end of the day, we'll start to see some cloud cover. Likely we'll see winds bump up in the middle of the afternoon to around 10 to 15, 10 to 20. And here comes some more cloud cover tomorrow night with another little wind shift line passing on through that's related to that same storm that hit us yesterday. And that'll pass on through and our skies clear off again for the day on Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, we're going to end up with temperatures really warming up nicely. And we'll look at this again. Cloud cover moving in on Wednesday evening. The big story is the temperature, obviously, and tomorrow morning, after dropping in the upper 30s, low 40s, after the sun comes up, it'll be low to mid 40s, and then during the day tomorrow, around 64, 65 degrees. We move on into Wednesday morning, still chilly, and then Wednesday during the day, a little closer to 70, 68, 69, 70 degrees during the day on Wednesday. But look at the cloud cover, kind of a fun tower cam time lapse. You can see, again, a few breaks in the clouds every now and then, but obviously, we've got some stray showers out of all of this as well. There are a couple more breaks in the clouds on this live picture, but still mostly cloudy. 49, 55, 53 degrees. High today in Norfolk was 57 degrees. Our low last night, 49 degrees. It's going to get chilly overnight. It'll drop on down. Now, right now, it's basically around 50 to 55 degrees. Tonight will likely drop on down. Not patchy fog overnight. We're likely to see our skies clear off, dropping on down to the upper 30s and low 40s. Then during the day tomorrow, a little better, around 65 degrees, a lot less wind, a lot more sunshine, a few clouds on Wednesday, and then a slight chance of rain at any point during the day on Thursday.
Do you need a vacation? Well, travel experts say this is the best time of year to find the best deals. We'll tell you where and how you can travel cheap.
John Edwards is fighting for his freedom. We'll tell you what happened today in the North Carolina courtroom, new at 5:30. We're in the shoulder season, according to the travel industry. It's the weeks between peak and off-peak travel, and it's an opportunity to travel cheap.
Places that are seeing a nice little slowdown as we head towards summer include the Caribbean and Mexico, the Gulf Coast and Florida, the Southwest.
Cruises are always a better bargain this time of the year, and more so now because of several cruise ship mishaps.
A lot of these vacation company providers are putting out packages that are inclusive of airfare. In some cases, actually waiving airfare altogether just to get people out there.
Now, if you do have to pay for a flight, book late Tuesday into early Wednesday. Fly on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, or Saturdays for the cheapest fares. Also consider traveling by train or bus. Travel experts say bundling reservations is about the best way to save money. There's a strict vaccine schedule for children, and most adults don't know about vaccines recommended for them.
I think we do a much better job immunizing children in this country than adults.
We're on your side with the list of shots doctors say adults need.
More jobs are on the line as that investigation into the Secret Service sex scandal grows. The questions Congress want answered. New tonight at 5:30. A cold, sweet treat hits the spot on a hot day, but eating that dessert too quickly can have a painful side effect, brain freeze. Well, researchers now know what causes the mini migraine. Experts at Harvard Medical School say that a change in blood flow to the brain is the source of that brain pain. A lot of people think that those shots that you get as a kid will provide immunity for the rest of your life, but more than 40,000 adults die each year from vaccine-preventable illnesses.
Really is an issue, I would say, of awareness and also access to a healthcare professional who can help educate you.
Most of us know about yearly flu shots, but experts say that all adults over 65 should get the pneumonia vaccine. One shot should last the rest of your life. Now, chickenpox can return when you're an adult as an extremely painful shingles, too. Doctors say that also Zostafax booster shot could also cut the chances of developing shingles by half or reduce the severity of the disease. Experts also say the #1 reason that we're seeing an increase in whooping cough cases in children is because their parents haven't gotten their pertussis booster shot. It is also added to the diphtheria and tetanus shot that's recommended every 10 years. New tonight at 5:30, we're learning more about the hostage situation that left 2 people dead.